Hi, Posh Fam. Welcome back to yet another episode of Married at First Sight. Posh Fam, it took me a while to do this commentary, but I'm going to try and give you my best shot. Commitment ceremony has come and gone. This is the second commitment ceremony we are having this season. Now, before we get into the swing of things for episode 13's commentary, let's just get into the game of housekeeping. Now, some gentle reminders, guys. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please kindly subscribe, like, comment. I just need to hear from you and know that I am not talking to space, even though I am at the moment. And again, thank you so much to my 200 plus subscribers, new ones. I appreciate the show of support. And to my existing subbies, thank you for hanging in there. Let's get into the swing of things now. My viewers' discretion still holds true. Am I giving you daily commentary on Married at First Sight Australia? It's not an endorsement on my part for the behavior that is being depicted on the show this season. And so again, I'm just here to remind you that it is what you see on this show is basically an experiment and does not in no way, shape or form reflect the real world. Okay, I do not want to sell you, or in my way of running commentary, endorse the bad behavior that is being portrayed on the show. So episode 13, second commitment ceremony, kick things off. Normally you would get this long recap of the week. It didn't happen, but we all know that intimacy week came and went with some success story. Alicia and Duncan, Ollie and Tani, they have had a good run with intimacy week. Dan and Sandy, yes, slow pace. They did exactly what was expected of them, given how reserved Sandy is. Though things did take a head when Harrison sort of threw Dan under the bus. Now we'll get to that. Now to the unsuccessful couples, however, Bronte and Harrison, we knew where they were. Caitlyn and Shannon, those were just a train wreck and a disaster that didn't need to happen. And as well, the truce between Jess and Claire was, again, a surprise and a welcome surprise for everyone that was watching. Now, the fact that a peace treaty has been signed doesn't mean it's going to hold through the entire season, okay? Because these two, I don't know what's going on. We shall just wait and see. I am not committing to their truce, but however, I am taking it face value as it comes. Lindel and Cameron had their first tiff. Again, it all had to do with Lindel meddling in other people's business. How does this impact them going into the commitment ceremony? We're going to find out. Now, we do have Layton and Melinda. They're standing strong, but a little bit of a hiccup starting to show. Adam and Janelle, on the other hand, I don't know where those two are at. I just feel like there is a firework waiting to ignite between those two, because the blasé attitude of Janelle with Adam pretending to be all rose and sunshine, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But that's just me giving you the weekly rundown from Intimacy Week. And so heading on into the commitment ceremony, you see the housemates or couples. Housemates. This is not Big Brother. Yes, you see the couples, getting ready, and getting ready to get into the hot seat. The commitment ceremony is where these couples come together and reinstate their vow or repurpose the reason why they are on the experiment, and it's a way to find out if they want to continue on the experiment or go their separate ways, as the case may be. And we all know that I called it 3 episodes prior that Josh and Melissa ain't going to stay the course of this week. And true to form, I think I was right. Again, I'm just touching all the talking points I'm going to be getting into right away, but at least you know where I'm starting. With the dinner party ending in the chaos that it did, We all knew commitment ceremony was going to be dramatic for sure. And it did deliver in the dramatic aspect of things. Not as much as I thought it would, but it did. Now we all see the couples walking into the hot room. I'm calling it the hot room because everyone is held accountable on tonight's episode. It was a good made for TV. I enjoyed the fact that John Aikman didn't sit on the fence with this one. He came and it was guns blazing. And first on, I'm going to go in the order of the drama, not in the order of how they were interviewed. Okay, so that we get to the heat of things at the tail end of my commentary. So I'll start off with Ollie and Tani. They were called onto the hot seat, and very quickly we got to hear that they are still going strong. The relationship is solid as they are happy together and growing and evolving in whatever love story they are trying to write. I am happy for them. You know, these two have just been honest, straight up front with each other, and it's sort of reflected and it's shown in the progress they are making in this experiment. I hope they're here for the right reasons. It does look like they're here for the right reasons, and I'm wishing them all the best. So for the second commitment ceremony, they are both deciding they're going to stay on and continue on in the experiment. So good on these two for sticking the course, and definitely there's no drama from between these two. Claire and Jesse were up next. Now we know where these two are coming from the beginning of their wedding, from the entrance. You know, it was red flag, chaos, drama. Even there was a cheating scandal, you know. So for these two to have held on to the truth for this long, it's like a big miracle has happened. And we saw the experts literally complimenting their effort and encourage them to keep on or keep at it or keep on doing whatever it is they're doing, because it certainly is working. Now, the decision again for these two was a no-brainer. They are deciding they're going to stay on in the experiment, you know, and definitely give it all they have. Spoiler alert. There is something brewing in episode 14. The trailer, I don't know, at the end of episode 13 was just not surprising because it's Jesse and Claire. I told you these two guys are actors, right? So whatever they do doesn't surprise me. I cannot wait to see how this unfolds. It appears the Adam phone call might have been true. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out and watch that. I cannot wait. And speaking of Adam and Janelle were then called onto the hot seat. With these two, I really don't know. I can't really read them. I feel like they're faking it for the camera. Again, Janelle is a brand influencer, so she definitely knows how to work the camera to her advantage. Adam is definitely a free-range freelance, no job, nothing. I don't know what he does for a living. We're still trying to find out because, again, when Janelle tried to poke the bear, that quickly got him fired up, and she quickly buried that inquiry, and we haven't heard anything from these two. So for the now, there's still peace, okay? I don't know how long the peace is going to last for. I feel like there's an expiry date on their peace treaty, but we'll see how this goes. They are both staying on for the coming week, and they are happy together. Intimacy week was a breeze for them. They did have a good time, you know, and yeah, happy for them. And next up was Lindel and Cameron. Now, Lindel and Cameron, they were the surprise couple for this week. Now, we know they've been in a honeymoon bliss for the last 3 weeks, right? Or 2 weeks. And so when they had their first argument, it was shocking to say the least. And the fact that the argument wasn't about something that happened in their relationship, more of having an outside influence in their relationship. And it rocked. It kind of took me for a fifth, but not so much, given the fact that I already have the spoiler alert that these two didn't go the 9 yards. So again, this probably is the beginning of the end for them. Who knows? But for tonight's commitment ceremony, they are putting up a united front. They did discuss the argument and the fact that Cameron wants to be on his own lane and Lindel really wants to be in everybody's business. And the expert was like, well, you both have to hear each other out and support each other, despite the disagreement. And they are going to stay on the experiment for the week to come. So I wish them all the best. Now, Layton and Melinda. This too, it's a hit and miss. They don't get a lot of TV camera time. So whenever they do, we get to try and zone in on exactly what's going on. They're on the couch, and I don't know, Melissa said they are having issues because of their alpha dominating personalities, and communication is a big deal and it's a big problem for them. The expert did give them advice that one of them would need to just, calm down a little bit. Not exactly calm down, but just so that the other person can be heard. Because if they are both talking, no one is hearing each other. And so it was a good advice given how strong of a personality these two are. And they seem okay, and they both decide we are staying on the experiment and we'll give it another red hot crack. Duncan and Alicia, now the success story of Intimacy Week. We know Alicia is a Mormon, and so her religious belief system has sort of overridden or taking over or giving her that moral justification or moral conscience for when she does things that will sort of be seen as or frowned upon. And Intimacy Week, she let her guard down, and they consummated their relationship. It was good for them. They both found a new level of admiration for each other. They are definitely going on strong, and their happiness is just radiating. Again, I'm not trying to be committed with any of these couples because they can flip on us. And so no investment on any of them. But I do hope that Alicia and Duncan go the 9 yards, because their story is just beautiful. Beautiful. And so, without further much ado, we'll start with the first drama, and that was between Harrison and Bronte. So they were called to the hot seat. And of course, first things first was the revelation from the dinner party where, it was revealed that Harrison got another girl's number. And Bronte, with the Stockholm syndrome, supported the fact that Harrison got a girl's number. According to her, he's a good-looking bloke. Girls are going to come on strong, and she is secured with herself and doesn't mind if he strays. I'm like, good on you, girl. If you can't beat them, join them. And she has joined Harrison's sailboat. She is just in la la land. I guess, it's a coping mechanism for her. She literally has been put through the ringer. There's just nothing left. And so just accepting whatever he gives you is sort of the best way to move on and stay on the experiment, because we all know they want their 2 seconds of fame, and she needs to milk it and stretch her staycation for as long as possible. And so the expert, of course, called Harrison out on his bad behavior. Now, Harrison had no leg to stand on. He did at one point was defensive, but then realized that he made a big mistake. It was a bad decision. And even worse, he then tried to pin it on Dan. And that created a situation between Dan and Sandy. We're going to get to that. And so the expert was like, well, you've come on here, you've acted out, you're still acting out. Now you're now about to cheat, or, accept or telling us that your behavior is acceptable. They gave him the 3rd degree on the couch. And Bronte was, I was just shocked. Bronte was like, I support what he did. He could give 5 girls his number. That's his choice. I support him. I'm like, really? Really, Bronte? And I think even when the experts tried to make her see reasons that it was not an acceptable behavior on Harrison's part, she was like, no, I don't care. Harrison, you go bring more numbers. In the end, according to Harrison, Bronte has behaved this week. Harrison hasn't behaved. The responsibility is on Bronte to behave for him to continue on with the relationship. Like, when you see the word narcissism in the dictionary or on Google, this guy should just come to mind. Harrison. He is deluded. I just can't. And I also heard the mom was on Facebook defending her son's bad behavior. And then you're surprised that the son is the way he is. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Now, if a mother would defend her son's poor behavior, and that tells you all there is to say. There's no going back, and there is no saving this guy. There's no saving this guy. With all that happened with the bar number exchange, Bronte decides she's going to stay on the experiment and continue to develop or nurture whatever theme, because that's not a relationship she has with Harrison. And Harrison, true to form, yeah, I'm going to stay because Bronte behaved this week, and so I'm going to stay on and give it another go. Good on you guys. I wish you well. And that led to Dan and Sandy being called to the hot seat. Now, we all know the allegation that was laid on Dan for seemingly, hanging out with Harrison and copying Harrison's bad behavior. Sandy was asked, how and why she reacted or the way she did. And she was like, yeah, she overreacted. But in that instance, because she's already liking or having emotional feelings for Dan, she had no other alternative than to react the way she did. And now she has realized that she should have given him the benefit of the doubt. And she completely trusts him because the source of the information is, at best, not trustworthy. It was so funny. She literally took a dig at Harrison's poor behavior again. And in the end, they are deciding to not let this Harrison's calling out or false calling out be or put a hinder on their growth in the experiment. And so they are deciding to stay on and continue on in their journey and see where it takes them. So again, Sandy and Dan, I'm happy for the both of you. I hope the two of you can, because it's, for me, I feel it's friend zone. You guys need to step up your game and leave the friend zone. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. But that's just me. To Honey Mom Melissa, guys, I was gobsmacked. It was unbelievable what I saw last night. And I will probably not be able to give you a complete rundown. You probably might just have to go see the episode yourself to understand the magnitude and the gravity to which this low life of a woman portrayed herself on national TV. So Josh and Melissa were called on, to the hot seat. You could see from Josh's face that he's completely done. But then we wanted to find out, we understand that this woman was basically looking for, excuse my word, a sex maniac, to which Josh isn't. And we then got to find out there was actually more, because according to Josh, he was having regular sexual intercourse with this woman. It pretty much was on a daily basis. So in my mind, is Melissa a nymphomaniac? Is that a word? I might not be pronouncing it correctly. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be a nympho, but I'm just saying, shouldn't the expert have picked up on this? Because I tell you for a fact, while she was on the couch, every word that came out of her mouth, even when the questions were not sexually related or motivated, she always had a way of bringing it back to a sexual context. And I'm like, what is going on here? Is this woman mentally okay? Like, guaranteed she made a mistake by applying, or she probably thought she was applying for a soft porn, maybe Pornhub featuring Channel 9. I don't know. She is unsatiable. And we got to find out poor Josh was literally being controlled. So Melissa was not only a nympho, she also had to sprinkle in some BDSM into the mix. She was a dominatrix at best, controlling his TV time. Wow. Who knew that Josh turned 5, TV time, you only watch TV at this time because I need my sexual gratification. Wow. Even controlled his mobile phone use, controlled what he ate, controlled the amount of time he spent in the bathroom. Yeah, I'm exaggerating. But if he actually, everything, what he ate, the TV time, who he was talking to on the phone, basically, Melissa came on Married at First Sight to drain another man's child of everything they have via, sexual intercourse. And seriously, I'm so sorry, YouTube. Please do not censor me. And I'm trying to be very PG as best as I can. I'm not, trying to be vulgar here, but I have to say it as it was on the show. Poor Josh. I had to take a picture of when he got on the experiment to the picture of him last night. Dude looks like a shell of himself. His face has gone inside. It's like hollow. I feel like the guy has got nothing left. After the show, he probably needs to see a nutritionist to help him get back, to get him on a special diet, to, get back all the nutrients that Melissa stole from this guy. Because she ate him up. Quite literally, she ate this dude up. Not only did she not eat him up, she also demanded him. Like, question his manhood, everything that would, put him, give him self-worth, she diminished. Every single thing she diminished. All because Josh couldn't keep up with her sexual appetite. And my God, the guy tried. He tried. He actually said it on the show. And Mel's justification for his effort was, so it wasn't good enough. It didn't feel romantic. It wasn't organic. It was very mechanical. He didn't show any emotion while we were having our intimacy or whatever. And I needed all of, I'm like, whoa, crazy. This chick is beyond thirsty. She can drink the entire Atlantic Ocean. No jokes. My goodness. She brought Josh to tears. He was a shell of himself. We saw him walking off the couch because he couldn't take it anymore. And, the other boys walked out with him to his defense just to show him support. And at the end, I think the experts kind of agreed. What have we done? We brought a guy to the show and now he's leaving. We don't even know who he is walking out of here. And I hope counseling can be offered to this guy because he is broken. He looked broken last night. It got to the decision, which was where, for me, I was like, what is going on here? So he wrote leave. And then Melissa was like, I wrote leave, but then I canceled it, then I wrote stay. Girl, you are insane. You wrote stay after all you just said about this guy. After all we have heard, you want to stay on. Stay on to do what? Suck his blood this time? Because there's really nothing left. He hasn't got any bones anymore to stand on. You have taken that as well. So what else? And so the expert was like, wow, we can't let you do this. We can't let you go crazy anymore. And so, because usually when one partner writes stay and the other leaves, they both stay on the experiment for one more week to give their relationship on one more go. But this time, the expert was like, well, we cannot, given the level of, destruction this woman is about to has cost, and it probably will cost if we don't put a stop to her craziness. Josh, what do you decide? Do you want to stay or do you want to go? And Josh was like, get me out of here as fast as you can, please. So this is a force, like, where the players, the couples are given the opportunity one more time, giving the severity or the demise of their relationship if they want to, stay on. And I'm like, power to you, Josh. Go home. You definitely need to recoup, relax. Just go home and get yourself back together. Because what Melissa did to you on the show, I don't even think I'll tolerate it. Probably if I was you, Josh, I wouldn't even stay 3 days. I would have packed my things up at night too. I would have left. Because there ain't no way you can beat Thor or Thor's hammer. No way. She's like a well here. Like, I don't know who she is. And yeah, there you have it. She was, even with her, and the fact that she got no self-awareness, and so she couldn't understand that she done something wrong. So when Josh was leaving, she was trying to reach out and touch him. I'm like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch him. Leave me. Call the cops. And yeah, that was that. Now you would think that was the drama for the night. No. We still have Caitlyn and Shannon. Now these two were caught onto the horses. Now we know exactly where they are at. It started with Shannon, saying his ex still is in his life. And then he went on again, called her out for being not pretty for him. And Caitlyn, back and forth with the Stockholm Syndrome thing going on with her as well. Still trying to keep up appearance or stay. Stay for what? The guy already told you, you know what I want. And so this time, the expert was like, okay, Shannon, say your piece. He tried to justify his way out of it, but dude is just an airhead. Like, he was so dense on the couch, couldn't even say anything. He would, shrug, gasp, pause. He kept pausing. I'm like, whoa. He's not even intelligent. Like, nothing is coming out. I'm just crickets. He tried to justify his action to no avail. He couldn't even justify his poor behavior. Now you would think a narcissist would be able to stand on like Harrison, because Harrison, he's an airhead, but he would match you for feel. Like, he would give you fire for fire. But Shannon couldn't bring anything to the table. He just could not. He was more, it is what it is. I'm like, oh God, get this guy out of here. It's dulling my brain. And so it got to a point where there was like a back and forth between John and Shannon. He weaseled his way out of, holding himself accountable for his atrocious behavior. And John was like, I'm not letting you off the hook. You have taken the piece for too long. We're not going to let you do that anymore. We're not going to let you ruin the reputation, like they have a reputation, of the show. Well, I guess they had to call it what it is. In the end, again, Shannon is like, okay, I realized my mistake and I want to stay one more week so that I can correct my mistake. Okay, what mistake do you want to correct? He didn't even know. Why do you want to stay? What are you going to tell Caitlyn to make her think that you're going to be a changed man? Nothing. What are you going to give to Caitlyn for the week that you are saying you want to stay on? Nothing. And they were like, so why do you want to stay on? He doesn't even know. Or does he know? He's a personal trainer. He's looking for more clients. In the end, it was Caitlyn's decision, again, like they gave to Josh. Caitlyn had the upper hand to either leave or stay. And I would have punched my TV, no way though, if she had stayed, because the humiliation the humiliation that she had received from Shannon. I don't think I've received that much in my lifetime, but I mean, it was that bad. And I was, proud of her. Like, I felt, yeah, go on, girl. She gave this speech and very emotional. And I was like, wow. It was the sob story she came on the show with. She's always met D-heads like Shannon. And she thought there was going to be a turnaround or a change in the trajectory of her love life. But to her dismay, the show gave her exactly what she was running away from in her real life or on the outside. And that has just further destroyed her confidence and self-worth and self-esteem. And I honestly do hope that she can, get the help that she needs just so she can find herself back. Because she copped it from Shannon. Like, mentally and emotionally, it was just back to back. And I don't know if anyone could tolerate that. I certainly would not. Because I would match you for fifth as well. Like, I will match you the way you're coming for me. I will come for you. I will not hold a prisoner. If you come, I will give it to you too. Like, there's no way I'll just sit down there and take rubbish. No freaking way. And I'll probably, give it to you good too. In the end, she decided Shannon wasn't worth her time. And she'd cried enough for him. And she is leaving. And yeah. So, like I called it, Josh. We said goodbye to Josh and Melissa, as well as Shannon and Caitlyn. All the best to you guys. Seriously, all the best. We have 2 new weddings. This is what we call the intruders for tonight's episode, because I'm actually behind my commentary run schedule. So I will try and unpack that episode 14 for you as soon as I can. But in the meantime, stay safe and stay focused. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.